In 1989, Andy and Lisa Wyrick, along with their 3-year-old daughter Heidi, moved into a new home in Ellerslie, Georgia. It wasn't long before Heidi began talking to her imaginary friends. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. Hello, I'm Holly.
And I'm Pearl. Yay.
Yay.
So, little teeny tiny update before you get into your episode today.
Okay.
Andrew James McGann, the guy who allegedly stabbed.
You mean Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph, who allegedly stabbed the hikers. He had his little arraignment, and he pled not guilty.
Of course he did.
Confessed to doing it. His DNA is at the scene, but he's not guilty. So, yeah. His next hearing is scheduled for November 14th, so it's going to be a big old minute.
Yeah, well.
But, yeah, he pleaded not guilty to murder charges on this past Thursday. So.
He's like, I redact that. I'm not,
Right.
It's not me. I didn't do it.
I didn't. I'm just kidding.
I wasn't there. I was just trying to get a haircut.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my story today is a spooky ooky one because I just want to get into the spooky season spirit and do something haunted. So we're going to travel to the quiet, picturesque town of Ellerslie, Georgia. So it was here in the late 1980s. A family's idyllic new beginning would become a terrifying ordeal, all centered around a little girl and her extraordinary connection to the unseen world. So this is the story of the Wyrick family and their haunted home.
I see dead people.
Exactly. And you know what? A lot of movies and things have been made because of this case.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of one of them because they always say children can communicate with spirits and things like that. They're more, in tune to that and open to that. But Heidi, she could talk to them. She could interact with them.
And apparently see them.
Right, and see them. And even to this day, she still gets visions and things like that in her mind.
I was going to say she must have just kind of accepted it. And
Yes.
so that's why it's still happening.
Uh-huh.
Like, you grow up, you go,
Right.
I don't believe in that. And then, there goes that door.
Yep. And it just, boop, closed up and done.
Yeah.
But yeah, she kept that door open. But her family, like I said, they were just a normal family seeking a peaceful life in the countryside. Aren't we all? I would love to go to the countryside. Even if it was haunted, I'd be like, look, we got to live here together. So calm down.
Hope we can be friends.
Chill your chains and stop stomping in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Stomp during the day.
Right. Do it. Do it during the day. At least I'm awake.
I'd be waking up, Cletus, stop it. I wouldn't even care. But the peace they sought would soon be broken by a series of events that defied all explanation. So it began with Heidi, like many children her age, and she was 3 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's keep this in mind, a 3-year-old. If
She's
you
really
have
little.
a 3-year-old or know a 3-year-old,
that has imaginary friends.
I had imaginary friends when I was little, but I was probably a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
My imaginary friend's name was Polly, not very far off from my own name. But I remember talking to Polly a lot and playing outside and having conversations, I had an imaginary friend.
Or did you?
Or did I? Was it somebody that lived there before and her name was Polly? Could have been. So the Wyricks quickly realized that Heidi's imaginary friends were different. She would sit outside and just have little conversations, and they would hear out there talking, and they were like, oh, cute. She has a little imaginary friend. And she would be walking out in the yard and with her hand up, like she was holding somebody's hand.
Like a grown-up's
Like
hand.
a grown-up's hand, like up in the air. So her mom was like, look, what's your friend's name? So she said, Mr. Gordy. So Heidi described a friendly old man in a suit and a top hat. And they were like, okay, well, that's a little odd, but okay, cute. She has a friend named Mr. Gordy. So Mr. Gordy would play with her on the swings. Like he was pushing her on the swings or something. And she would tell him, go higher, and talk to him, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. But then they got to talking to somebody in town, and they found out the previous owner of the home had died on the property in 1974. His name was James S. Gordy. So some people had pictures of him, and they brought the pictures over, and they showed Heidi, and she said, that's Mr. Gordy.
Wow.
Yeah.
No prompting whatsoever.
No prompting. 3-year-old. It's not going to make stuff up. That's Mr. Gordy. So they were like, okay, this is a little bit weird. You know, Lisa was a little terrified. Like maybe somebody was coaxing her, talking to her off in the distance or something. But nope, she said, he's right here. You know, Mr. Gordy's right here. So then came a second figure, which was far more unsettling. So Heidi spoke of a man she called Con. One day she said, Mr. Con's at the door. And so they went to the door and nobody was there. And she described Mr. Con as a older man with white hair. She said he had blood on his shirt and a bandage on his hand. So the Wyricks were like freaked out at that point. They were like, okay, was somebody at the door? Did something happen? And all this stuff. Well, then they learned that a man named Lon, Lon, not Con, Lon Bachelor, who had lived on the land many years ago, had lost his hand in a cotton gin accident.
Ouch.
Yeah. So she, talked to Mr. Gordy and Mr. Con. That was her friends. And they seemed, for the most part, to be kind of protecting her. There was nothing malevolent about them, nothing evil.
That's good.
They would talk to her and all that stuff. So it wasn't like a bad thing. So they just kind of let it go. She was talking to these people. It was unexplained, but here we go.
But it was not harmful, so they were kind of just, we'll just watch her.
So they just coexisted with these friendly spirits. But then things changed dramatically after Lisa became pregnant with their second child in 1993. All of a sudden, more malevolent presence seemed to arrive. Heidi, who had never been scared of ghosts before because she talked to, her friends and everything, began to show signs of fear, describing and running from dark figures in the house. She and her father, Andy, would wake up with unexplained scratches on their bodies. In particular, there was a terrifying incident. Heidi was reportedly found levitating upside down by her ankles, screaming for help in her room.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, now that's when it's not okay no more.
Right. So overwhelmed by this escalating terror, the Wyricks sought help. They consulted Dr. William Roll, a well-known parapsychologist. During this investigation, Heidi was able to identify both, Mr. Gordy and Con from the photographs, and a psychic medium brought in by Roll confirmed the presence of both benevolent and malevolent spirits, and reportedly identified a portal in the fireplace of the home, which the spirits could enter and exit.
They're
like, guess what? It's time to sell this house.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when the bad guys start coming through the hole.
Let's go. Right. So they tried to stick it out. They tried to stay there. They gave it a little while longer, but eventually it took a severe toll on the family. After enduring several years of unexplained phenomenon, physical attacks, just things flying through the house, almost, crashing into them and trying to hurt the children, they made the difficult decision to leave their home.
I'm not sure that it would take me that long.
I don't think so either. Like, there's a portal to some other realm in your fireplace, and you angered them by conceiving another child.
Yeah, and some bad juju guys over here hurting the other kid and your husband. Right. I'm like, bye.
And all the while, Heidi would report that Con and Mr. Gordy would try to protect her.
Yeah.
So they were still trying to protect her from everything.
The good spirits were trying to be helpful.
Mm-hmm. So the haunting became one of the most widely known modern cases. Its most famous adaptation, the 2013 film The Haunting in Connecticut 2, Ghost of Georgia, is largely a work of fiction. While the movie uses the family's names and basic premise of the haunting, it adds numerous fictional elements, of course, including a backstory involving the Underground Railroad and a menacing station master spirit. These were never part of the Wyrick's reported experiences, but they made things off of this.
Mm-hmm.
And there were other books and things that were written and things that were reported on and kind of just based off of this story.
I think I remember an Unsolved Mysteries.
It was on
episode.
Unsolved Mysteries as well. Yep, it sure was. So today, Heidi Wyrick, as an adult, she doesn't, she no longer sees Mr. Gordy and Con, of course, because she doesn't live there or anything. She stated that the malevolent entity from her childhood home never fully left her. So it kind of attached to her to wherever she goes. The case still remains a testament to the power of the unexplained and the thin veil that some believe that separates the world of the living and the world of the dead. You can move spirits from one place to the other.
Yeah, I was going to say that doesn't especially the bad ones. It seems like the weirdest thing, that a bad spirit can attach itself to a person.
Yeah.
And go with them. Why can't the good ones?
Right. I mean, maybe they were just kind of stuck in this house and couldn't move anywhere, but they lived with this for years and years and years. And I don't know. I think I would have been okay with the good ones, like I said. We would have to coexist. I may have been okay with some of the more malevolent ones a little bit, but after a while, if they started scratching and doing those things,
especially my kid, it's one thing if it happened to me, a whole nother situation when my kid starts getting hung upside down by their ankles and stuff like that.
And physically scratched.
Now it's dangerous.
Yes. Well, I grew up in, my parents' home and everything. This house was built from old wood from another house. They had tore down the house and used some of that to build this house with.
Uh-huh.
So don't know if whatever it was attached itself to that stuff. The wood, yes. But there was definitely a ghost in my parents' house. It was, you could hear it walking in the attic all the time. You could hear music boxes playing, disembodied voices, just having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nothing ever bad. Because, you lived there and you never heard it, did you? And you were, And
I mean, I sleep like I am dead a lot, so I don't think I heard crap. And then when I was awake, I was like always had music or something on. So,
but my friend Andrea that lived there, her grandpa that built the house, she always talked to the man in the attic. So there was always that there, and everybody was like, ha 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 ha. But when we bought the house, my parents bought the house and moved in there, there was definitely something there. And I was on the phone one night talking to somebody, and I was joking around about, because one of the recliners in the living room like made a pop sound and it started rocking a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's just the ghost that lives here. We called him Frank. And we were laughing about it on the phone and stuff. And then my leg started burning. And so after I got off the phone, I went and checked. I had 3 large scratch marks down my leg.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I guess because I talked smack about the ghost, the ghost was like, watch this. Whoopsh. Yeah.
Like,
so,
oh, just Frank?
Never talked about that again. So don't know if it was Frank or whatever. But yes, children's imaginations run wild, but also sometimes it's not their imaginations. It's actual things happening.
Did her other child also see
No,
things?
Because the other child was too young at the time when they moved out. So they didn't, they had stayed there maybe a couple years. So I don't think she was old enough to
say anything.
Actually say anything. But they got the heck out of Dodge. They were like, you know what? This is too much. I can't have these children here and live in this house.
Gotcha. I was just curious to know if it was something that was like passed on somehow, some way. I was going to say maybe mom and dad used to see stuff when they were little.
It's a possibility. I don't think they did, because they were just like really...
Like maybe they don't remember. Right. Though.
Maybe they, because you do lock things out in your brain.
Because I've told you, and I've told the podcast world about my thing that I told my mom when I was little.
Right.
About the bright man coming to see me and all this stuff. And then later she asked me stuff about what he looked like. And I ended up describing her grandfather. And she was like so upset because she said that he was really sick and he was trying to live until I was born because he wanted to see me. And then he died right before I was born.
So he came to see you.
So he came to see me. And she's like, she told me about that, but I don't remember that. And I'm the one who told her, but I don't remember any of it. So that's why I was like saying maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's a possibility. And I do believe that children can. When my son Dylan was little, he wasn't even a year old. We were doing a plantation tour, and I was holding him, and we were talking about, the person was going through, telling us about the room and this, and this. And my child starts pointing in the corner and babbling, and everybody looks, and he's just like, blah, 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 pointing up there and stuff. And the woman, she's like, sometimes children can see ghosts or spirits that we can't see. And I'm like, okay, because I'm pretty sure that's what that was, at the moment, because he was interested in something in that corner up there. Yeah.
Babbling conversation with something.
And he was like reaching out toward whatever it was.
Something.
Right. Right.
Wow.
So, yeah. I mean, I would love to know if anybody out there has had any paranormal experiences like this. Have your children had any paranormal experiences? Have you seen things? Do you talk to ghosts? Is your house haunted?
Maybe.
Let us know.
My dogs like to look into the master bathroom and bark.
I know, that's so strange. Ever since you moved into that house, they have.
It's been weird. So Ling, my dog that passed away in January of last year, she, when we first moved into that house, would not go in the closet. And then she got to where she'd go in the closet, but only if I was in the closet.
Right.
And now it's like I always felt a little weird about the closet. I still feel weird in that closet. I don't know why. But anyway, my current animals, the new babies that I got since she died, they literally will look towards that door into the bathroom, like towards the closet door,
Mhm.
and bark. And I'm like, what are you barking at?
Right.
And they will just bark and bark and bark.
Yep.
Like, the closet door stays closed because they'll go in there and steal stuff and chew it. So
But they know that something is
it's weird
in that area.
And
yeah.
sometimes it happens like throughout the day. Other times it happens in the middle of the night. And I'm like, what are you doing? And they're
Right.
barking into the bathroom. And there's a nightlight on in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still just like, I'm like, what do you see? Is the cat in there? And then I get up and look. No cat, no nothing.
Mhm.
Yet growling and barky dog is still on the end of the bed.
Yep.
So who knows?
Exactly.
Could be something there.
But I definitely want to hear from somebody. Somebody write us and tell us your paranormal experiences. And we might even, like, put it on the show next time and be like, hey.
I think if we get to do like a live podcast, we should do something where we just invite people to come and tell their scary stories.
That would be really cool.
On a live podcast.
Yes, I think
that would be fun.
Would be awesome.
Gotta promise not to cuss and act like a fool and say weird, crazy things. But
right,
we'll have that conversation beforehand, obviously, with the people who do it. But I think it would be cool to do a live somewhere and just let people come
and tell us their stories.
That's
right.
That would be nifty.
I bet you I know somebody that has some really good stories.
Yeah?
Yep. Patty Salzetta.
She might.
She's got some really good music, though.
Yeah. She created our theme music.
Yep.
That we love.
She gets a boost of confidence every week when we say her name.
She's like,
ooh, they're talking about me again.
Right. Every time she hears her name, she's like, oh, there I am. But yeah, definitely send us what you got.
Yeah.
Because we have an email. It's steeped@holdmysweettea.com. You can also send it via Messenger.
Yeah.
Or message us on TikTok.
What other countries are listening to us?
Oh, we had Spain.
Yes.
Join the roster. Let's see. I'll pull it up right now.
We just, it's like we've said many times, it's been a busy summer, so we really haven't been checking as much, but then all of a sudden, more countries, and we're so excited because we would love to hear from y'all too. We would love to hear from somebody in Spain or anywhere. Please talk to us.
All the places. So currently, I mean, obviously we have the United States, Australia, France, Canada, the United Kingdom, Singapore, Spain, Guernsey, Reunion, Sweden, Poland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Finland, and the Philippines.
Nice. And I'm going to need somebody from Sweden and Belgium to send me some chocolate. Because I like the chocolates.
So yeah, it's cool. It's so cool when we see all that pop up. We're like, hello. Hi, guys. Girls.
We started this with like, oh, maybe a few people will listen to us. But we just wanted to get out here and tell some stories. It's not like we even like to hear our own voices.
No, I got used to it.
We just needed a creative outlet to get some stuff out there. And then the fact that we have this many followers and then followers in other countries is just mind-blowing.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Freaking wow. Yeah. And as always, Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And remember to stay safe out there. And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping. Bye.
Bye.